The last time I gave you a PrizePicks entry, we got cocky. We were starting to feel ourselves. We had been doing well in the past, so I said, you know what? I'm going to put 6 of these bad boys on the board. It did not work out well. So we're going to keep it nice and simple for UFC 307. I have a couple of confident entries that I like that we can put together to make some good money. But the very first thing you need to do is get your free money. Go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. Use promo code WWP. Place yourself a nice, simple little entry that I'm going to give you. Spend just $5 on that nice, simple little entry, and they will give you 50 instantly that you can use to build additional entries. You can use it for any sport that you want. You can even go ahead and grab the promos. If we click on the promo button up top, we got all sorts of promos and boosts. Stephen A. Smith will even give you his picks, and how excited we are for that. Irregardless of anything that I just said, get your free money. wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, promo code WWP. Not only are you going to get that free $50 after you do your entry, but it also supports us. We get a couple of bucks, and that's what affiliate marketing is all about. But I'm going to give you my entry that I built with my own money. They don't give me money. The only money we get from here is if you sign up. I have to use my real money to build these entries, and it's worked out pretty well in the past, and let's hope we can get back on track after, I was feeling myself. I put 6 on the board. We're going to stick with 3, and frankly, you can just stick with 2 if you'd like. We are going to start with significant strikes, and that's where the majority of this work is going to happen. If we look across this card, we got a bunch of fights that could end quickly, a bunch of fights that can go long. We also have elevation. They're fighting in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is high in the sky, and that creates situations where fighters are death gassing. Fighters are slowing down and not throwing the way that they should. And things start to get a little wonky. But I can trust significant strikes on some ladies, which is why we're doing the more on Tisha Pennington, formerly Tecia Torres. Her significant strike line is 51.5. If I read off her history to you, you will be as shocked as I am that her significant strike line is this low. In her last fight against Tabitha Ricci, she landed 80 significant strikes. Before that, 76. Before that, 144. Before that, 52, which still hit. Before that, 74. She hasn't missed this line since 2019. And all of these fights are 3 rounds. The fight that she landed 52 significant strikes in was a first-round TKO. 51.5 significant strikes seems like a gift, and I will take that gift and I will throw it into my entry. Let's go ahead and add another leg. I don't trust any of these. Tim Means at 40-something years old, coming off being flatlined. No, thank you. Ryan Spann, a guy that notoriously is kill or be killed early. No, thank you. Cesar Almeida, he's very good. He's fighting a guy that's pretty chinny that he should be able to finish, but it is elevation. We'll leave that alone. Alexander Hernandez, the most inconsistent, unreliable fighter that has ever graced the 155-pound weight class. Eisman Lucindo is likely going to be grapple heavy, but if she gasses, I don't know what these numbers are going to do. So I don't like any of those. What I do like is Tisha Pennington's wife, Raquel Pennington, in the main event. 5 rounds to work with. And I like the more on her significant strike line as well. And if I read off her numbers, you'll be as confident as I should be. Raquel Pennington, in her last fight, 134 significant strikes. In the fight before that, 81 in 3 rounds. This is 5 rounds. The fight before that, 114 in 3 rounds. There's a trend here. Pennington should be able to put these numbers on the board. She has 25 minutes to work with. We'll likely use all 25 minutes, so we should be good there, and I do like that line. The rest of these, I just don't trust. Kevin Holland might get ripped to the ground and submitted instantly. Kayla Harrison might not throw a single strike. Just boom, judo toss, armbar. So we're going to leave those alone. Fight minutes is another absolute tricky dumpster fire of a list here. Alex Pereira, I'm leaning towards the more in the 8.5 fight minutes, but I'm not going to throw it in here. I like this entry the way it is, frankly. Nice power play, 3 times your money. We're going to add another leg in a second, though. Alex Pereira is not a wild, fast starter. He went basically 25 minutes with Izzy. He's been to multiple decisions before. Look at Bruno Silva. Look at when he fought Jan Blachowicz. So while he is destroying people like Yuri Prochazka and Jamal Hill, it's not crazy that this fight goes long. But if Khalil Rountree comes moving forward with that fast Muay Thai straight strikes, well, he can get caught with that counter or he can knock out Alex. So I'm going to leave that alone. Cesar Almeida, similar situation. Ryan Spann, another. If it wasn't at elevation, the less would make sense, but it is at elevation. If we go over to fantasy score, there is an option here that I like. But before I click on that option and show you, what I would like to tell you is you can leave your lineup right here. You can just do the overs on Tisha Pennington and Raquel Pennington 3 times your money. You throw 20 bucks at it, you're going to have 60 bucks. You do that $5 to get your free 50, you give them 5. You can win 15 if this hits. They've given you 50. You've spent $5. You now have 50 in your account, and then you can build a whole nother entry. So you can leave it right here. If I were to add another line, I would consider the Kevin Holland less than 86.5 fantasy score. What you do when you add a third leg is, one, you give yourself an insurance option. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe Tisha Pennington doesn't get to 51.5 significant strikes. Well, that's okay. We have the insurance. As long as the other 2 legs hit, we're still going to more than 2 times our money. Or I can stick with the power play. And now with 3, I'm 5 timesing my money. The reason Kevin Holland is the only one that I like here is because I think Kevin Holland loses his fight. I think Roman Dolidze is just too good of a grappler, rips him to the ground and can work from there. If Kevin Holland wins, it's going to be jab, 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 jab. Stay on the outside. He's not going to finish a wildly durable Kevin Holland. He's not going to, Roman Dolidze. He's not going to take down a Roman Dolidze, a world champion grappler. So he's going to win on his feet, dancing around. The rest of these I don't love because I think these people all win. I think Ryan Spann wins, but he might not. If he wins, it's by finish. I think Tisha Pennington wins, but it'll be a decision. I don't think Tim Means wins, but I'm not throwing a couple of 40-year-olds in a lineup. So we're going to leave the rest of these alone. If we do take a quick peek at takedowns, they don't give us enough options for me to worry about. Eisman Lucindo, 2.5 takedowns. That was 1.5. I would probably consider them more. But this is the best opponent she's ever fought. This is at elevation. We're going to leave it alone. Kayla Harrison, 2.5 takedowns. She's definitely going to get a takedown, but she might not need 3. So we're going to leave that alone. So this is the entry. Tisha Pennington, more than 51.5 significant strikes. Raquel Pennington, more than 82.5 significant strikes. And if you want to get greedy, you can add the Kevin Holland less on the fantasy score. I've already got that placed. You can see that here. Guys, the most important thing is get your free money. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP. Build yourself the $5 entry, which should just be Tisha and Raquel. Get the 50. Then you got 50 bucks to work with. You can ride off into the sunset building whatever lines you want. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP.